video that me and my girlfriend recorded about last weekend. So gonna get that edited and then pop that up, I think tomorrow. Why we schedule it and do a bit of other bits and bobs. And then I'm gonna do selects for the Trab Fest that was on last weekend. I shot that, B-roll selects, and I am just going to upload them for Shutterstock and hopefully try and make a bit of moolah, spondolix. So I'm going to pop you over here and get involved in the chat. And I'll reply to any messages intermittently between edits. If that's alright with you. That's alright with me, mama. Look at this cheeky fella. He looks just like me. Do 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 do.
You skipped ahead in it. I was going with the storyline, so.
Why tickets?
Yeah,
have I missed out any major plot points?
You skipped ahead in it. I was going with.
Where's my button gone? Where's the... That'll do for me.
You skipped ahead in it. I was going with the storyline, so.
I'm gonna recap the last minute or so.
And as well, it did their own take on
the genre,
the myths.
Yeah.
And they were like, this bit's true.
Who's watching? Get involved in the chat.
The cross won't do anything. They can't eat garlic.
Yeah.
Was it silver?
Yeah.
They're allergic to it. And a stake in the heart.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, they can't just come in with it and then have to be invited.
Yeah. So that was my clapperboard. Very profesh, if you can see. Me just clap my hands.
So, you skipped ahead in it. I was going with the storyline, so.
Why tickets?
So we did like a... Thanks, Calvin. We did like a... We just retold the whole plot and I really don't think it works, so I'm just trimming it down and getting...
Vampire
the important piece of it instead of just retelling the whole plot.
And then they had this mirage vision thing of all the ancestors. So like that, this is the showing the point of sometimes the music can, as much as it brings on the good spirits and all that, this mirage vision. And then they had this mirage vision thing of all the ancestors. So like that, this is the maybe thinking I'm ahead of myself. So basically, the vampires showed up. Remick and the two things showed up because Sammy sang something. So basically, the vampires showed up. Remick and the two things.
Come in willy-nilly, have to be invited in.
Remick and the two things showed up because Sammy sang songs. And then they had this mirage vision thing of all the ancestors. So like that, this is the showing the point of sometimes the music can, as much as it brings on the good spirits and all that, it can also bring up the bad ones.
Yeah.
That's all.
So then they get turned away because they say it's because of their race, and then some of the people inside, well, some of the sort of major players are saying, well, look, we're only spending plantation money at the minute, and that's just not sustainable. Some people are playing with tokens that you can reimburse in like the white people shops, I guess.
Yeah.
And they have a bit of a mini meeting about that where they say like, this is not a house party, this is a business. If we want, we're not here for just the fun of it.
Yeah.
This has to be sustainable, otherwise it can't continue.
Yeah.
So then, what's the...
Were they looking at the money? Were they doing well, or did I take
No,
that up
no,
wrong? Oh, I
doing
took
well.
I took up wrong then.
Because he said, the numbers are in, we can do this for 2 months and then we're broke.
Oh, I never copped that.
He said, if we sustain what we're doing.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah.
Nikhil, I am editing a why not tell you? I'm editing a multicam review of Sinners.
So then, oh yeah, one of them says, no, they seem like decent people, they don't seem like the bad type, and they just want to have fun, and they've got money as well, and we need their money. And he says, well, yeah, that's all well and good, until someone stares at his girl for too long, or he
spills a drink on someone, or steps in
shoes. And then all kicks off, and then you have the can't turn up, essentially.
Yeah.
So then they have a review of the accounts, and then what was the name again? Helen? Was the actress? Mary. She says, well, because she could pass as a white lady, she's like, I'll just go and maybe I can walk too, because I said, we'll walk up to the nearest town, but we won't walk too fast.
Yeah.
So she says, I'll go and talk to them and suss them out. So she...
Now, my first red flag there, they were literally 2 feet away. They were literally, the barn empty here, they were standing out there, like they were beside cars.
That was the flag, they wanted to win.
Yeah, my red flag was when they were walking, they were stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was like,
So then she goes, has a chat with them, gets a bit spooked, and then starts to walk back to the bar, and then over her shoulder you see Jack and
yeah.
Ascend?
Ascend.
Yeah, ascend into the sky. Then she comes in. Oh, so she was the ex of the other twin.
She was the ex of
Physical, like a lover.
She wanted more, but that was all you convict you. Yeah.
So then she...
Went to the door.
Yeah.
And this is before anyone has kind of sussed out any
Yeah.
spookiness or like stuff like that. Because at this time a lot of them don't believe in that. Not that they don't believe in that stuff, but like, there's supposed no, the one thing they're most scared about at that moment is probably a white person coming in.
Yeah.
You know, that seems like the biggest threat.
Demons first would have been top of it.
No, I would have thought demons were scared of the top of my gender now anyway.
But then that was it as well. I think it was always one of the subtexts was that we're past, we've modernised, moved away from spirits, and we've got financial problems.
Yeah.
Other different problems.
Yeah.
So then Mary she has to be let back in. So they're like, of course they're even here all night, so she's going back in. Then she ramps it up. This is where vampire getting sexy, and she's all over.
And what I love as well is, sorry, there's some insight to it. What I love is you actually see how when she walks. Like she walks down, you see the difference in her walking. You're like, you can tell she's vampire. Because vampires are just, they're that little bit sexier, there's that little bit smoother, they're that little bit more confident. Like she would have been confident if you saw that in the other one. But everything's just
ABCXYZ. Hi.
Train station earlier, she had like that prim and proper persona.
Yeah.
Whereas this was more lust.
Sexy.
Yeah. So then, I mean, if you're going to put an offer like that, she's going to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Oh, we missed a bit where you're
No need to. You should just drop that.
Lick that ice cream.
Yeah.
From the Sunday after church.
We're not going to go into it. We won't go into it anyway. But So yeah, so she goes to her ex and letter and she tells them, yeah, the vampire, no, she's a vampire. She's like, yeah, my friends now, they've just like given us this money as a gold or whatever. She's like, they're good for it, we just let them in. So that's kind of forgotten about. They decide to dabble with each other in their various ways and they go to a back room to
Get it on.
get it on. And everyone has to sit down with her. Cool.
And then who tries to come in?
So then,
Is it Jack Collins trying to come in again?
no,
Because they're like, go get your brother. Go get my brother.
is it not the fella on the door?
I don't think so. 'Cause I think he goes for a pee and then it's ages before he comes back. I think that's later on.
No, I think he went for a pee.
No, because he's telling him.
Yeah, what I'm saying is your man goes for a pee after Haley Seinfeld. Seinfeld comes in, doesn't he?
Yeah. But then someone tries to come in. They're like, go get your brother. And then he goes in and he's. These two backs. Is Jack coming on again?
No, he doesn't go back to the door.
Does Alien say they're good? Did everyone say they're.
Yeah, but they don't try and go back. What happens there? Maybe we should just end the stream. And we come back to it when we go.
Gee, yeah.
I
can't remember.
Can we go real quick? Wikipedia. Just look at Wikipedia. And I go through what?
Right, I'm gonna. Intern.
You talk to the people.
You look at your phone.
Oh, okay. Do all the things that you need to do.
Oh, yeah. Good thing.
Here's supposed to be the channel. Get them to watch.
Well, that section is getting Dax.
Do all the things that you need to do.
Oh, yeah. Good thing.
Here's supposed to be the channel. Get them to watch. They get paid.
Yeah, it's not be such a bad
We
thing.
shouldn't say that.
Wait.
No, I was gonna say we shouldn't say that. It's not funny, but at the end of the day, when the Ravers all here to do things like that, rather than have to work.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Happy wearing this video, I think, forever. Okay, so.
So this
I'll
is
check on your cousin.
we.
He's in there making a beats with two backs.
Yeah.
She'll do that. That's what I mean.
Would you prefer to see the screen more or my face? Probably the screen.
Yeah, we were at the part in Sinners. Oz.
Yeah, we'll talk for a second.
Sinners. So yeah, so just 1 second. For anyone that hasn't.
Yeah, we're going through the plot from the second half.
Sinners. So yeah, so
Multi-gamma-nable.
which was slow, which was stack. Go in and Mary's on top. Chow now.
It's not what it looks like.
Covered in blood.
Absolutely covered in blood.
Yeah.
At which point, Michael B. Jordan goes.
She's still alive.
She falls over, gets right back up, balls out of place.
Yeah.
And come out there, just fall.
Yeah, and to one brother,
That's it.
like, oh,
That's it. He's in, folks.
like,
It's over.
you don't have to go home, you have to stay here.
Stay here. So they're like, what? And then, we got shot. He's like, we're not done yet, but you gotta go.
Yes,
So you're all good.
everyone packs up and leaves.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone packs up and leaves, and the kind of integral crew stay.
So we get it together. Which? She throws the jar.
Yeah, that doesn't happen yet.
Who did that? She has to pick together.
I don't know.
Then we don't really have her. We fix it,
Yeah.
So then, the witch doctor, the witch.
So they want to get rid of the dead twin in the room. I was like, we need to get out of here, we need to get out of here.
That's not your brother.
But then someone else has to happen first. How do they call vampires?
Well, no, we can't do wrong about original bullets.
Yeah.
And she drinks his blood and
Yes.
bite marks his neck.
Yes, fair.
Hello, Len.
What's her name? Mary.
No, Annie.
Annie.
She's like, we need to get out, and then he's like, I'm not leaving my brother out there. So then they lock him in the room, and everyone else leaves the room. So you've got the Asian couple, you've the piano musician man, you've Sammy, you've Perlene, you've got Annie, you've got the other stack twin, which one? You've got. I don't know.
Who's the girl?
Perlene.
Yeah. So then, yeah, the witch doctor says, I'm not too hot on vampire culture, but here's a few things I know.
So they talk to Cornbread before they start doing all the other bits.
I can't remember the names.
Mm.
Yeah, he goes to the book. Cornbread comes back from. Well, we see Cornbread outside going for slash,
Mhm.
and then there's like glowworms or fireflies, and then you can see her eyes in the darkness.
Oh,
Yes,
it's
I think the whole thing.
Oh.
So then eventually Cornbread comes back to the door, and he asks to come back in. Is it coming out of here? Well, first, what are you asking? No, I think
Where have you
they're
been?
first. I think the jury's out as to whether he's bad or not.
Yeah.
And they're saying, oh, it's very convenient that he got killed the way you left. We were going to go for a while, and he's like, oh yeah, Thursday we go for shit. So that's very convenient. And he's like, well, can I come back in?
Yeah.
Like, why do you ask him to come back in? You know, you're still in my way because you're a big guy. You can work your way through that.
Yeah.
You haven't asked all night.
I love anything Angie's word for it. Like Annie.
And yeah,
she's very skeptical, and like it's not like, and sometimes like when you have women, strong women characters in films, they like go, I know she's not saying that or whatever, like she's doing this or whatever. They don't, or like they turn around and they're like, oh, she's just making that up to men. Real strong male characters are like kind of done dismissive. Whereas with her, she's like, well, why are you asking? And then they all kind of look at her and go, yeah, she's onto something. Why are you?
Looking like Coyote kind of.
Oh.
So that
Eventually, Cornbread comes back to the door, and he asks, "Can we come out here?" Well, first, we asked. No, first, I think George Evans said whether he's bad or not. Because he killed the left. We're going to last for shit. So that's really go back in. Well, he's asking about him. He's like, "We're going to that." Like,
So the perfect. Like Annie,
yeah.
she's very skeptical, and like it's not they didn't like, and sometimes like when you have women. Annie,
yeah.
she's very skeptical, and like it's not they didn't like, and sometimes like and
Let's see if that'll work.
Oh, and yeah, they can't just come in willing.
That normally work.
Once you become a vampire, all your emotions and all your memories and all your skills are shared. I thought that was an interesting thing. I don't know if it's.
Is it just with the people though that have? Is it just with the person that's turned you though?
Do they not all? Like, do they all
Yeah,
originate
yeah.
back to Dracula? So?
Okay. Yeah.
And as well, it did their own take on
The genre.
the myths,
Yeah.
and they were like, this bit's true, this bit's false. The cross won't do anything. They can't eat garlic.
Yeah.
Was it silver?
Yeah.
They're allergic to. And a stake in the heart.
Yeah.
Oh, and they can't just come in willy-nilly. They have to be invited.
Sometimes like when you have women, strong women characters in films, they like go, no, she's only saying that or whatever, like she's doing this or whatever, and they don't, or like they turn around, they're like, oh, she's just making that up, or the men, real strong male characters are like kind of dismissive. Whereas with her, she was like, well, why are you asking? And then they all kind of looked at her and have to go, yeah, she's onto something. Why are you asking to come in? Like, you know, they're really like with her for it. Like they're like, she knows her shit. Like.
So then,
one of the twins says,
No. Oh, sorry, whichever one.
Yeah, the youngest twin.
Yeah.
Essentially fires him, and then Cornbread is like, "Well, pay me what I done." He goes, "I'm not paying you for doing the job you didn't do. Someone died here. You were security." So then he's like,
Can I go in real quick? I also love, they all kind of, not all, and Annie was very skeptical, they kind of were looking at Cornbread and go, he is talking sense. And then they're like, let's just go in to do what it is that we're supposed to do. And then they're like, what is it we're supposed to do? We can't to one another. And then they were like, no, there's something wrong. They had him in the first half, and then I had him in the first half, and they was like, just be kind to one another. And then it was like, he has no idea what's going on.
he goes, "Can't we all just get along and make a cake for me?"
Yeah.
She doesn't even come here. So then he's like,
So then, yeah.
"I can't get. It's bad enough I can't get paid off the white man. Now I'm not getting paid off you." So he puts his hand out for him to for Michael George to reach out and put the money in his hand. That was tense. And as he puts it out, Cornbread grabs his hand and goes to bite him. But Michael George's reaction is he goes, "Pew, pew, pew," and shoots him.
Doesn't that get dragged out?
Yeah, he grabs him by the arm, pulls him out. But as he stopped off and roll, he shoots him at the same time. So Cornbread flat on his back.
Hand out.
And then Cornbread. I think it's then Michael George is there.
Yeah.
So then it kicks off in there.
So then they hear like they close the door on Cornbread and the other way, they're like, come on guys, like, oh no, yeah.
But yeah, there's knocking. So I think there's he gets back in, Cornbread scatters away, and then there's a bit of silence, and then you hear a on the door where Michael B. Jordan died, went to death. And he's like, "Oh, let me have clothes." And they're like, "You feeling good?" "Yeah, I feel fine."
He's like, who is this? It's Jim Crow.
You were doing too well about 20 minutes ago. "Oh yeah, I felt a bit better. I'm okay now." After bleeding out.
Yeah.
So then he gets more and more agitated. Not profanity, so what do when he gets out? Kicks down the door.
Yeah.
The rest of the show.
Yeah.
And then what's it? And
Yeah.
throws something at my holy water.
So like, you all know to get one close holy water.
And then it burns him.
It has to be the room, can't it? It has to be like that.
No, he's already in there.
There was so little planning gone into this, and yeah, I think going forward I'll have more of a plan. I think what we're gonna do is have like 5 points each that we're gonna talk about and we'll think about for the week, and then that can be what we talk about, because otherwise we retell the plot and we've gone into such detail that it's just just doesn't work. It's too long.
Yeah.
Again, everyone just went, Annie knows her shit. Let's just go with that.
Yeah.
Like, no one questioned it.
Yeah. And did she say, oh, she was like, somebody over Mr. True, some of the Irish said, like, crossing the street won't do
Yeah.
Disney squat.
Oh,
Or silver or like
Silver,
silver,
spear to the heart, wood to
Wood.
the heart,
garlic.
garlic.
Oh, they like, so,
Yeah. So she's like, we hold out till then.
yeah, so that's it. She says, we've got to stay in here.
Oh, Ebenezer Solomon, you're.
So whenever we
And they were getting silver and the wooden stakes, sharpening them. And then it's just like,
they're also in the circle.
oh yeah, so it's like just a montage of them getting all the stuff ready. And he's like shaking some stuff and rolling it out and looking at stuff.
Oh yeah, she's doing her.
Yeah, you don't really know what that is at the beginning.
She's a touch.
Yeah, she's trying to suss out the bits and bobs, so it's something she's kind of shaking things around.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
not.
find out later.
She's not so.
Oh, within 2 minutes. So then yeah, they're stood around the circle.
Yeah, let me talk her.
Yeah, and one's like, well, I don't really much like her. And she's like,
Well,
remember?
don't do it like that.
yeah, it's like her.
Yeah, so there's
One here, one there. So they all have to eat the flow
Yes,
like garlic.
yes.
Prove that you're not feeling.
And it gets really tense, and then the musician doesn't count an alcoholic.
Yeah,
He starts going,
Yeah.
oh no, it's him! And then he's like,
Yeah, he's like, I've been drinking all day. What do you expect? Give me that rock over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're right or something.
I don't mind it. I
I
don't
don't
mind
know.
it.
No, I don't
So then they realise no one's a vampire.
Yeah.
And she's like, and they're like,
Why
what?
are you in the middle?
Yeah, and then they realise, like, it's Red Man.
Yeah, he's trying to push collapse.
So then they run outside to get back, and someone's showing down on them.
Yeah.
Someone, anyway, and then I think that's when you establish that there's all those vampires.
Yeah, so then like, we just have to do the show shot.
So basically, everyone that they told to get out got turned.
Oh yeah, everyone did that.
Everyone, it was very busy.
Oh, and the Asian couple.
Yeah.
She said to husband, yeah, after he got shot, he left, and he said, "Do is get car."
Yes.
And then we never see him again. But as a like,
Yeah. Does he come out cornbread? Or does he come out with the Jordan?
we kind of we go back in there.
Yeah.
We get done.
So yeah, as you say, it's a show shop, and they're kind of sitting waiting because obviously they know who had permission to go in.
None of them were.
Mary. She got permission to go in again.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, she
did.
did?
Yeah. Well, she always had permission then.
Is it?
Yeah. He only had 4 months. Once you're not married, permission to go in. No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Because that isn't mentioning that.
Oh, she's wrong.
No, but like, she doesn't. She doesn't like it.
She did.
She doesn't anyway.
Yeah.
But there was no. I thought you had to each right.
No.
So she goes on as.
Oh, then we leave her. She's already in there. Does he need permission?
Look at two windows. Because well, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, we just have to hold open to women. I suppose she wouldn't be able to overthrow all the on her own.
Yeah.
So then, what's Remick?
They're sitting and waiting.
Yeah. So Remick comes to the door. He's like, "Let us in." People like him originally were clan members.
Yeah.
He said, "But us, we want to bring heaven on earth. Everyone's not there."
I suppose she wouldn't be able to. Remick comes to the door.
Wait.
Yeah. So
And then-
Remick comes to the door. He's like, "Let us in." The people I killed originally.
if I could stitch these bits together, it'll work, but it's too haphazard. So there's nuggets of good stuff in there, but they're just so scattered.
Remick comes to the door. So
And
Remick.
Stuff like that, yeah. That's very well done too. Also love how they don't have to wait that long for them to resurrect to be vampires.
To regenerate.
Yeah.
Remick comes to the door. He's like, "Let us in." The people I killed originally were clan members.
Yeah.
He said, "But us, we want to bring heaven."
Maybe that would work. I'm gonna leave it in a good multicam.
Just come in willy-nilly. Have to be invited. Remick comes to the door. He's like, "Let us in." The people I killed originally were clan members.
Yeah.
He said, "But us, we want to bring heaven on earth where everyone's a vampire. We don't care about creed. We don't care about colour. We're all the same,
Yeah.
and it'll be a beautiful existence altogether."
Mm-hmm.
And really, why we're here is because, well, he said, "Just give us Sammy, and we'll be happy."
Yeah.
Because Sammy's music can unlock the people of the past
Mhm.
that I've lost,
Mm-hmm.
that I'd like to
See you again.
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to see again.
Yeah.
So if you just give us Sammy, we'll be on our merry way.
Yeah.
So they don't even consider for a sec. would be on our merry way.
Yeah.
Let me cut that there. And then what's that? Nah, most of them won't find me. 37 seconds. Yeah, that's nice. Little section.
But they don't even consider for a second. People on the inside are like, no, we're all
Get-
family.
Get gone.
And then he divulges the information that once you become a family.
Get gone.
Anyway.
Yeah.
And then he divulges the information that once you become a vampire, you share all your memories
Yeah.
and all your skills.
Hence why they were all able to
Play
two-step
banjo.
together and play all
Yeah.
stuff easily and
Yeah, that resolved that.
not have band practice.
And then the Asian guy comes up
Mm-hmm.
and then resolved that.
Not have band practice.
Yup.
And then the Asian guy comes up
Mm-hmm.
and talks to his wife.
Yeah.
And he's like, we've got a daughter tucked up at home. You let me in there or I'll go see her.
And then he starts speaking Chinese.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of his points.
Yeah, the technology.
Filthy, like saying, no, he thinks to it. Yeah, definitely. So then the Asian one got over her and she opened arms.
Yeah, because that's just sick.
So it's her daughter and her husband's returned and
So long story short, they tried to hold her back, but eventually she bite her hand because they tried to cover her out, and she bites on that person.
yeah, she's like, come on in, motherfuckers.
So then
Which the invitation let them all in.
all of them. So yeah.
Oh, back up a bit. Before all this happens, As I said earlier about her shaking Totten's and throwing them out, she turns around to her lover, Matthew Joe, and she said, if I get bit, you stab me in the chest before I turn. He's like, no, and no, and she's like, she's like, I want you to do this, I don't want to be turned. He's like, it's not going to happen. And she said, my time is up soon. So that was her trying to save her fate.
She knew.
So she knew she was going to die, that's what she asked.
The days were going.
Yeah, and so she knew. She was like, you'll join me soon. And we'll all be together.
We'll be waiting for you.
Yeah, we'll be waiting for you. So she knew she was, so that's her little jujitsu.
Yeah.
That's why.
So then, epic battle scene.
And Batsy goes, vampires coming in. They did quite well.
They're all knocking lumps over each other.
Yeah.
She gets there.
Annie, yeah, eventually. Well, the Asian woman is stabbing someone, and she gets lit on fire.
Oh yeah.
So the barn starts to go on fire. She burns to death. Lit on fire. I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Yeah, Annie gets bit as well.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, they're all kind of fighting and everything like that. But there's a turning point as well, because Brown's trying to get in, they're all trying to go, and Annie's there bleeding out from the bite. And Michael B goes up to her and he's like, Annie, and she's like, you promised me. So he goes to stab her, but as he's just about to stab her, you can see all the others, you can see Mary, you can see the other Michael B, and you can see Brown all kind of looking as if, oh fuck. So I feel like there was some other plot behind that. I feel like they thought they got Annie.
Yeah.
She'd be able to do something.
Just moving magic.
Yeah, because they're all kind of, Mary kind of, does she run off then? I think she runs off after Annie gets killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know why that was.
So I feel like there's something up there.
Sinners too.
Possibly because they don't know his necklace.
Oh, to keep him safe.
Maybe, I don't know what they're up against that, but yeah, so basically they'll forget Mary runs off. So then there's still more fighting.
Yeah, but Michael B has to stay.
Yeah, he does.
For a second match.
He does.
She gets the wood.
So she dies, right? And then they're all still fighting, and it's just class. And then the piano man decides to create a distraction.
Oh, he offers himself up.
Yeah, sacrificing. You already did do
It's like he just
that.
came.
Yeah,
He's trying to get away.
yeah. So it's Michael A, Sammy, Berlin, left. It's Sammy's one.
Yes.
Yeah. So they go upstairs, and Berlin get beat.
Yeah.
And as well, Sammy jumps off, so Michael B's trying to hold him back.
Yeah.
Sammy jumps out, starts laying it.
Yeah.
He falls into, goes into the water.
And Rennie comes after him.
Yeah.
He starts saying, "Your father."
Yeah, and Sammy goes.
Yeah.
And Remy starts saying a bit.
He's like, "I know all these words too."
Mhm.
And then the two twins are going at it,
Mhm.
knocking lumps at each other.
Yeah.
Different ones. Winning the
Yeah.
but he spins it around.
Yeah.
And then just as Rennie's going to fight Sammy, because he won him that day.
Yeah.
The guitar is silver.
Yeah.
Sammy's guitar smashes over his head and goes through his head.
The smell plate on it.
Yeah.
It's silver plate on it, sticks into his head.
Yeah. Wedging
Yeah,
again.
so Sammy hits him over the head.
Was it Sammy?
Yeah. He
Oh,
broke
yeah,
out
it
with
was, yeah. And then all your vampires.
feel pain.
Yeah. So here's
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Ebenezer, for
Da-da-da-da-da.
love to know that.
Pick two.
So yeah, so
all
Renegades.
the so that sorry that leads into what he said all the vampires.
I'm just going to go for a cup of coffee. I'll be back in a few. Not too long. Hold tight. Kettle's boiling. If you can hear that in the background.
Connected to the one that hit you. What he said, all the vampires, you're connected to the one. What he said. All of your memories.
Yeah.
And all your memories.
Yeah.
And all your skills.
Yeah. Hence why they're all able to two-step
banjo.
together and play
Yeah.
all stuff easily and
Yeah, that resolved that.
not have
But
band practice.
all the vampires, you're connected to the one that
Yeah.
bit you, and everything branches out from there. So they all feel the pain of Remick getting walloped around the side of the head.
Maybe it was Michael B with the guitar.
Yeah.
I
No,
thought-
because Mike B, because
Rubbish. Oh. Sweet hello. Oh, back. Sorry, I had to get a cup of coffee. Because I need my 2 cups of coffee in the morning. I don't know about anybody else in here.
then
Then he comes into water with him.
no. So then does he Mike B not stay?
Oh,
No,
no.
no, then it was Michael B. Wallace in the head.
Yeah.
And then
He goes over to Sammy. And the two of them are holding each other who he walks towards. And
And then
the bird started to tweet.
they kind of move away, Remy's walking, and then all the other they're going the opposite way to obviously try and get
Yeah,
safety.
the sun comes up, Rennick. Burnt asunder.
They all burn asunder.
And then Michael B says Sammy to go back to church. And
Like,
then
get back there.
he says, oh, you fixed next Saturday?
Nah, he doesn't.
Yeah.
And then, so Sammy drives.
Michael B knows what's coming next.
I didn't really know what was coming next.
I didn't. No.
Yeah, so I thought.
Oh, wait, did they say that?
What?
Oh, yeah, when Remy was saying, I happen to have these two, they're in the clan.
Mm.
Yeah, they're a racist uncle.
Sold you.
Sold you this.
Yeah.
And they're coming to slay you in the morning.
Yes.
So if I can get you there, if I don't get you now,
Yes. So my bees getting wrecked. Now I thought he took out a coffin.
Okay.
So Sammy's driving home. It's the morning time, obviously it starts with the morning. So he's driving home to church because he knows he said to his dad he'll be home in time for church in the
Yeah.
morning. So he's driving home to church, brings us back to the opening scene of
yeah,
Michael B.
where
And
it's
then
still
we
in church
yeah,
and blood, but it's natural piece of
yeah, and then we see Michael B, the alive one, going to his car and putting like a trunk in his back. I genuinely thought it was a coffin. I was like, And at that moment in my head, I was like, that's to put his brother in to keep out sunlight. That moment, that's what I thought originally. I was like, I don't know if he's killed him.
Oh, when they're in the water, at the,
Yeah.
just before the sunrise, I was like, he's a son of a preacher, you're in the water, he's going to baptize him.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I thought that too. I thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, you see Sammy and Sam's like, are you going to drop that guitar, Sammy? The devil is inside the music.
Whereas they do that to the devil one time and go and follow you home.
Yeah, so you don't know Sam's holding on. So he's like, drop that guitar, boy. And you just see him holding on to the guitar. And in the meantime, then your man is in the he is trying to light cigarettes in his box. Or
Trying to roll on it.
Trying to roll. And he can't go back to what happened during the night.
Don't be shifty.
And then he opens the box. And it's all guns and shit from World War II. And then a big truckload of white scum.
Yeah, clown.
And they've got guns and all that sort of thing. And he's hiding his knees, he's hiding the bushes.
Yeah.
And then he just starts full change show.
But it's like, at the very start of it, when he buys it, does he say all these floors have been scrubbed, what happened to him?
Yeah.
So the common thing that did, it was a slaughterhouse.
Yes. Okay. For animals or for who? Black people.
Black people. It was with the clan did.
Oh. Okay. Awful.
Yeah, so then there's a big shootout and he kills most of the clan. But he gets hit a few times.
Before he goes into dance with the clan, he takes off the necklace that Annie gives him for protection. So in your head, you're like, oh, like he has this necklace, she says for protection. And he's been in a lot of battles. Like he's been in World War II. He was Chicago around with Irish gangs. The other one was like home. I think they ran the Irish side. That's where he comes from. So one of them ran the Italians, and one of them ran the.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think they knew they were twins.
Oh.
Like either or, so they said they wouldn't. You know what I mean? They wouldn't know
Oh, clever.
or something. We got, or maybe they didn't know each other. One ran one ran the other. So you kind of think he's been in a lot of scrapes and he's been in a lot of near misses. So you kind of think maybe there is magic to what he has, and then he pulls it off, and as you said, he gets shot then when he's shooting these lads. So.
And then,
So he's sitting there, and what did he say? No, he's sitting there, he's been shot, the head of the clan is still alive. Oh, he asks for a cigarette.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he gets one off, and then he shoots him.
yeah, and then he's begging for his life. I'm going back.
Yeah, so then he's sitting there, and Michael B then has a vision.
Yeah.
If any country
Nursing it out.
Yeah, she's like, oh, of course she knows that. She's like, waiting for you. And he's like, I'm coming. Very nice. And then obviously they knew. And he knew people off and he ended up joining them, which is nice.
Oh, post-credits.
Yeah, but that's where the film kind of ends.
Yeah, that's
And
the end.
then you have to wait for the credits to roll.
Only a few credits.
Yeah, not that many. People already walked out apparently before that. I swear loads.
Well, I thought it was the best post-credits scene I've ever seen.
Yeah, so good.
Really tied it all together.
Turn off and then he shoots him, doesn't he?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
he's begging for his life. I'm a good man.
Yeah.
All this jazz.
So then he's sitting there and Michael B then has a vision. It's end content. Hey,
Nursing it out.
yeah, she's like, oh, of course she knows that. She's like, waiting for you. And he's like, I'm coming. Very nice. But then obviously they knew. And he knew people off and he ended up joining them, which is nice.
Oh, post-credit scene.
Yeah, but that.
And we back. If you do go see Sinners, stick around for the post-credit scene. Ties it all together. And also go see Sinners. It's class.
Oh, post-credit scene.
Yeah, but that's
So that
not have
is-
band practice.
Oh, post-credit scene.
Yeah, but that's where the film kind of ends.
Yeah, that's the
And
end.
then you have to wait for the credits to roll.
Only a few credits.
Yeah, not that many. People have already walked out apparently before that. I've read loads.
Well, I thought it was the best post-credit scene I've ever seen.
So good.
Really tight.
People have already walked out apparently before that. I've
Stop.
read loads.
Well, I thought it was the best. Yeah, that resolved that.
Not have
But
band practice.
it was the best post-credit scene I've ever seen.
So good.
Really tied it all together.
So then it has like a montage with the credits rolling of
Sammy's career.
Sammy's career, you assume, because
Yeah, it is.
oh, it is. Did it show him going off driving?
I can't remember, but it's just showing all the multi-platinum records that
Yeah, and stuff.
he released.
Yeah.
And then he's at a bar, and is it 95?
Take a leave it out.
Like 68, maybe like 70-year-old.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh yeah,
And then when he's finished, he's just having a drink after playing
What's that?
in the bar. And the security's like, these people just give me $200 for like an intimate set with you. We wouldn't book you. You pay $200 each. So I'm gonna let them in. And it's
He said, you want to let them in? He's like, yeah, come on, let them in. Who walks in the fucking door? You tell me.
what's her name? Like and
Mary.
Mary.
Mary and Stacker Smoke, whichever
Yeah,
one. This
the
is
two
them one.
vampires.
Two vampires walk in their Lucy's car.
And he's
And Sammy's like,
yeah, he was the other twin was about to kill him. And he said he sent three on his own after Sam, and he never did. And he was there that night. And he said to Sammy, "Oh, he said, I can smell it off you. You know how long that."
Yeah.
He said, "You can come join us and live forever."
Yeah.
And Sammy says, "No." He says, "Play from one last time.
Yeah.
I want to see everybody again. Play your close up."
Yeah.
And he says, Sammy says, "I think about that every night up until it all went wrong. That was the best day of my life."
up to the sun and down.
That was the best.
play the unplugged stuff.
Yeah.
And he says, Sammy says, I think that he says,
Do 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 do.
Like a montage with the credits roll.
a vampire, you share all
Yeah.
you. It was the best post-credit scene I've ever seen.
So good.
Really tied it all together.
So then it has so it's easily in.
Yeah, that resolved that.
Not have
But
band practice.
it was the best post-credit scene I've ever seen.
So good.
Really tied it all together. Sammy says, I think that
So good.
really tied it all together. Sammy.
So good. So good.
Sammy says, I think about that day every night up until it all went wrong. That was the best day in my life.
Up until the sun went down. That was
Up
the best day
until
of my
the
life.
best, yeah, until the sun went down. He said, what
Yeah.
about you? He said, same. son,
Mhm.
and it's the only time we were felt free.
Yeah.
And
Which-
the last time we saw his brother.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is so true. As like, there's an underlying meaning there as well. They were saying like that was the most free that they ever were, because obviously
Yeah.
Sammy was working in the plantations. Before that, the lads were working for two gangs, and then after that, had all that went down not had gone down. Sammy
Yeah,
probably
you
would have
see-
been back to the plantations,
No,
and the
but
two
not
lads
even.
probably.
Like you pointed out, if they had all survived that night,
Mm-hmm.
what would have happened?
Oh, the clan probably would have got them.
They all
So
would have got slaughtered.
yeah. So in hindsight, it is probably the freest they ever were in their lives.
Yeah.
Or in their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you could look at that as well, because obviously the two are vampires now, so they're not free to do what they want all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're still like they're gonna live forever. You know.
But their souls are trapped.
Yeah. And then I saw another little thing about something.
What?
Someone said if you actually look into it, like possibly the story is based on there's some blues musician. I can't remember his
Yeah.
name, that apparently sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads.
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, but they said in that scene at the end when Sammy's at the bar drinking, he's like, he doesn't have a reflection in the mirror.
Oh, so he saw.
Musician, I can't remember his
Yeah.
name, that apparently sold his. And then it is probably the freest they ever were in their lives.
Yeah.
And then you could look at that as well, because obviously the two are vampires now, so they're not free to do what they want all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they're still like they're gonna live forever. You know.
But their souls are trapped.
Yeah. And then I saw another little. Yeah. And then I saw. Yeah.
La 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 la.
Probably the freest they ever were in their lives.
Yeah.
And then I saw another little thing about something.
What?
Someone said if you actually look into it, like possibly the story is based on there's some blues musician. I can't remember his
Yeah.
name, that apparently sold his soul to the devil at the crossroads.
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
Yeah, but they said in that scene at the end when Sammy's at the bar drinking, he's like, he doesn't have a reflection in the mirror.
Oh. Oh, so he sold his soul.
Because of the music.
Yeah, but that was it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lots of process.
What's the other one? Achilles.
Yeah.
Oh.
Lots of process.
What's the other one? Achilles. Achilles, you know the story of Achilles dipped in the river
Yeah.
Styx, but he had the option: live forever and no one knows you, or be the ultimate warrior and die
Young.
in battle.
Oh.
So he chose to die in battle,
Mhm.
but because of his what's the word? Reputation. Because of his reputation,
Mhm.
he lived not his spirit. lived not
Yes.
forever.
Yes. See, that was the film.
Oh, Erin with the comedic.
That's how it ended then.
So performances.
Amazing.
Get involved in the chat if you're watching along, or hit that like and subscribe button, please. It really means a lot to me. I need to get to 1,000 subscribers by the 7th of December. And then I should be able to get monetized. So if you could hit that subscribe button, I'd really, really, really appreciate it. And hit that like button. And comment as well if you're feeling extra generous.
All of them.
Yeah, I thought I won't say anyone. That's how it ended then.
So performances.
See, that was the film. That's how it ended then.
So performances.
Amazing.
All of them.
Yeah, I won't say anyone in there was shit.
Sunbeam.
No, everyone was great.
Yeah, I won't say anyone in there was shit.
No, everyone was great.
But then we weren't introduced to too many people. You know what I mean? There was a lot of people in the film, but you just met enough of the main people.
And like you said as well, Jack O'Connell, he said he's not in it. Like you said, screen time is not that much.
No.
Very good performance.
Very good performance, yeah.
Like we said earlier, Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, he was. He's always amazing.
Yeah, he's brilliant. And like that, he played two characters, and he felt like it was two different people.
Yeah, not gimmicky.
No.
And Annie was great. Mary was great.
It's me watching you, watching me, watching you.
No.
Annie was great.
It was two different people.
Yeah, not gimmicky.
No.
Annie was great. Mary. Yeah, not gimmicky.
No. No.
If you have any editing questions or multicam questions, I'll try and answer them as well. I'm editing in Adobe Premiere and multicam. I've got 3 camera option.
Annie was great.
No.
Annie was great. Mary was great.
Yeah.
Mary was great.
And that alarm signifies that one of the cameras was out of running out of time.
Yeah.
Mary was great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think everyone liked him. Then you got comedic relief. Yeah, I think everyone liked him. Then.
Oopsie daisy, okie dokie, picking up okay.
And then you got comedic relief from like the likes of cornbread, and you got comedic.
Mary was great.
And then you got comedic relief from like the likes of cornbread, and you got comedic relief from the piano player, and with some funny bits in.
The music was great.
Music was amazing. Who was your standout performance?
I think Michael B. just
Yeah.
played 2 roles.
The young lad that played Sammy.
Yeah.
I say young lad, he's probably like
42.
that was his first ever film.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was his actual singing voice and stuff is amazing. He's actually popped up on my TikTok a few times. People have found him, so like he's definitely a breakout star.
I thought the other busker, the
Piano man,
yeah, I thought he was very good as well.
brilliant. I've seen him in things before.
I'm not sure if I like.
I know his face. Anyway.
Jack O'Connell, I thought was great.
He was brilliant. He went and did loads of Irish dancing. We didn't even talk about that, did we?
We did.
He was brilliant. He went and did loads of Irish dancing. Dancing. We didn't even talk about that, did we?
We did.
That scene. We just said that they were all around dancing.
Yeah.
Did we talk about the Rock Road to Dublin?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Sorry. Yeah, he did loads of dancing. Like for that little tiny bit, he did loads of dancing. Yeah, we did. Sorry.
See, you get to see all the bloopers. Bloopers.
Irish dancing. Yeah, he did loads of. Yeah, he
I'm not sure if I like.
I know his face. Anyway.
Jack O'Connell, I thought was great.
He was brilliant. He went and did loads of. He was brilliant. He
That was great. That was great.
Yeah, he did loads of dancing. Like for that little tiny bit, he did loads of dance rehearsals. Like I watched like a few of the.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, you'd have to though.
Yeah.
Because if it was bad,
Yeah, it would have been. You know.
like
But apparently Ryan, what's his name? What's the director?
cool nature. Yeah.
He doesn't do anything by half. What's the? But apparently Ryan, what's his name? Yeah.
Like
But apparently Ryan.
cool nature. Yeah.
He, apparently Ryan, he doesn't do anything by halves, and the same with the music director or the music person who did the music. I read so much stuff about him today, and I was like, he's mad. He did the music for Black Panther, but like it obviously was never going to be bad. But for him to be able to do the music for Black Panther, he went and lived in Senegal for over a year,
Of course.
so he could compose and like do all the traditional music and get to learn it. Like lived in a different country for a year,
I mean, if you
But, like-
got the option,
but also that just shows.
the level of commitment.
Yeah, which you want when you like that. You don't want someone to just be like, oh yeah, I'll just do that. That sounds African or that sounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
that's
Like
so
a
bad,
completely
yeah.
bad. That's what it should be. If you're interested in that, that's your job to do it, to make sure it's real. Because people did that with the sets, they're making sure that the fucking clothes or the stitching that was used was made and
Yeah.
like, you know, so you should be doing it for each aspect of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That level
So,
of detail.
yeah, I thought it was very good. Very good.
Ratings.
I pop in a text box whenever there's a new theme or something I like, and I actually turn that layer off. But then later, you can just click in the text panel in the side, and it'll bring you to that exact moment in the timeline.
Ratings. Go on. Are you going to throw something?
I think I'm gonna give it like a 9.
Well, we have to give a ratings comparison. So from the scale of give me a terrible. From the scale of Moonlight.
That's not terrible. I never saw it though. I heard it wasn't. Oh, it
This
was
is the movie.
Anyway, Moonlight. Okay.
No, no, it's Moonlight. Killers of the Flower Moon
Okay.
being the bottom of the scale.
Yeah.
To what use cat in the hat? What else?
Something else that's kind
So okay, Killers of the Flower. Okay. Killers of the Flower Moon to Drive.
Okay. Well,
Where we fall.
I'm gonna give it a 9.
Drive is the greatest movie ever made.
Killers of the. Go on. Are you going to throw some Killers of the Flower Moon to Drive. Things. Killers of the Flower Moon. That level of detail.
Yeah, I thought it was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That level
So,
of detail.
yeah, I thought it was very good.
Ratings. Killers of the Flower Moon to Drive.
Okay, well,
Where are we falling?
I'm gonna give it a 9.
9?
Yeah, 9.
See, I don't think I can commit to giving it a 9, but I'm giving it an 8.8.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
Like a 9 is... Because you're not going to...
Yeah, 'cause you're not gonna get
you
10.
can't be... Well, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, 8.8.
Do, 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 do. And this is where my camera, the white cam, oh sugar, the white cam left us. So we got camera 2 and camera 3.
Yeah, 8.8. Like,
I'll say 8.9 then.
I feel it's so good that to even be in that conversation because it is a horror film
Yeah.
and it's a vampire film. So
Yeah.
For it to transcend that and to be an epic movie,
Mhm.
I think it has to be something so special.
Well, here's the thing. Any horrors that I have seen of late have usually been have had the majority black actors, black cast, black directors. Like Get Out,
Yeah.
what's the other one? With Lupita Nyong'o.
Who's that? Go back to it. Yeah.
No, the girl.
Us.
She's the twins. Us. Black cast, black directors. Like Get Out. Actors, black cast, black directors. Like Get Out. Us. Like they're all.
I didn't think that was great.
I
I
thought
thought
that
Get
was
Out was
amazing.
great. I didn't think No was
I
great.
didn't see no. But like I think it's a good. I'm just talking about like. Well, no, I won't say Nosferatu. I'm just talking about like to do with like a proportionally larger black cast and black
Yeah.
directors and writers and stuff. I think horror seems to be their go-to. Like that, it's kind of that genre has been doing really well for them because I don't think you traditionally see them in horror films. Usually they're
But that's interesting that they've taken, like that demographic have taken that because I remember I watched a thing of why Kung Fu was so popular and they said that in the 80s they were buying them all cheap, all the Bruce Lee movies,
Yeah.
and they were screening them just in your local picture houses for cheap. So a lot of like people from poor communities, that's what they do for entertainment. So then that's why they became so passionate about Kung Fu and karate. So I think like slasher horror films would have been the same. So now they've taken that and taken it to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah. Just lately I've seen a lot and I think they're doing so well. And they just continue to keep obviously you want them to branch out, you want people to branch out and stuff like that, but I just think they're doing horror really, really well, especially like that a lot of the ones that like the two like white directors or whoever are doing are all just like carbon copies. It's Insidious 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All franchises where I think they're putting out stuff that's completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then
It's
the
really,
next 24.
so yeah.
So would you advise people to go and see it?
Definitely go see it. Believe
Yeah.
the hype. So yeah.
So would you advise people to go and see it?
Definitely go see it. Believe
Yeah.
the hype.
Yeah.
Like I'm so usually when something's really hyped up, I pull away from it and I won't
Yeah,
go see it. So I'm
same.
really surprised I wanted to go see it. But I love vampire films, so no matter if it's shite or not, I will go see it. But like, definitely believe the hype. It has something for everyone. It's sexy. There's action. There's horror, but it's not too scary.
Yeah.
And it's not too horror-y, and like it's got just loads of historical elements, and like yeah, it's just really good.
The music was great
The
as well.
music was class.
Because like we were
It's
saying,
funny.
that could hinder a film sometimes. If
Yeah.
it's too heavily leaning into that.
Yeah, it's funny. There's not like the
Yeah.
actors. There's Michael B. Jordan, but no one else is a massive actor in it.
Yeah.
Do you know? It's
Yeah, Jack O'Connell, he'd be just probably second favorite, but he's not.
Haley Steinfeld, I'd say she in
Is she?
America. Yeah. She was in Pitch Perfect. And like that, it's over one day. You're not having to follow the storyline forever and all this, and it's just
Yeah.
unreal. But like, yeah, we recommend seeing it.
Same. Yeah. Go see it. Go pay the movie.
Pay the money. It's
9
worth
seconds.
£15. £8.
Go pay the movie.
And we back, and we back, and we back, and we back. Don't hold back. You woke up in the morning with 916.
Final thing. Dusk till dawn is what they said. I thought that watching it, that it was very similar to Dusk till dawn.
Like, do you remember the plot there? So, what's the name? George Clooney and Quentin Tarantino are on their own, they're doing a heist, or I think they have to sell the diamonds to someone.
Yeah.
And he said, what bar do you want to meet at? He said, oh, we'll meet at Dusk till dawn, just structure stuff. And then they're held up in the bar,
Former travel.
and it turns into.
Held in a pub. Dusted on. Obviously not personal there.
Yeah.
They're not real.
And there's a life. So then they're held up in the shack and they fight off the vampires. And there's a preacher.
Mhm.
What's the name? There's a preacher.
Mhm.
So I thought there were a
Yeah.
few elements.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But technically, Sinner started about heists as well, because they stole stuff from the Italians and the Irish. Maybe there's some similarities. Maybe there's.
That was George Clooney and Tarantino. Oh, that'd be interesting to compare.
Of course, I like Touch That,
Yeah.
That'd be fancy.
And then, yeah, so, do the outro.
What was it?
Yeah. We've been at this a long time.
This is take 27.
Yeah.
So if you've enjoyed.
Mother flipper.
Go see it. Go pay the movie. So if you've enjoyed this review, pay the movie. If you've enjoyed this review, please give it a like, and the main thing is to hit the subscribe button.
Please.
Please, if you've made it this far, you must like us.
Yes.
So subscribe for more content. There's gonna be. We may do a few music because we keep talking about doing music reviews.
Yeah, actually, yeah, what we had.
The Flaming Lips. And there's gonna be. We may do a few music because we keep talking. Subscribe for more content. There's gonna be. Subscribe for more content. There's gonna be. We may do a few music because we keep talking about doing music reviews.
Yeah, actually, yeah, what we had.
The Flaming Lips.
The Flaming Lips on Monday, so we have a review coming of that. What we have coming up is Tradfest, Port East Tradfest this
Yeah,
weekend.
that's
We
this
must take a
weekend.
pen and paper, actually know what people who we go to see.
Didn't do
There
that.
we go. And then we have a yoga
We're doing the pub trail for Tradfest.
pub trail for Tradfest, so we'll get you knowing what that's happening.
Yeah.
Also a yoga retreat on Sunday, which is like yoga, sauna, cold ice bath sort of dip thing. And then we've nothing on next week, do we? No, not next
Is
weekend.
that the 8th?
Yeah, we've nothing next weekend.
Then the weekend after we Peter McGann, the weekend after we Tyler the Greer, and then the weekend after we're going to Deutschland.
Yeah, so a few things on in the pipeline.
Yeah.
Also, if anyone has any films for us to watch and review, let us know. Anything on cinema or any just old films you want us to watch and review and see what we think, let us know.
And as always, thanks for coming.
And stay sexy.
Stay sexy. And if you're watching in the watch along, please hit that subscribe button as well. And like I just said, thank you for coming, and we really appreciate your support.
Thank you. Good night.
Hawaii.
35 minutes. So we got the plot in 60 seconds. Hold on over
I'd seen loads about this before we went to see the film. I'd seen loads about
that. Right. Not many miles off. Right, now I'm going to grade it all. I'm going to grade day 2. Daytona day 2. They're all a little bit off. Right, I'll do day 2 first. I like to start with the Black Magic. I'll show you my colour grade, and there's actually a tutorial on how to colour grade. Turn that off for a start. Saturation 150. Highlights up. Turn up your exposure. Into your shadows. Bring it down. A little bit more. Smile now. And then I'm going to pull the highlights to the blue a bit. Maybe not. Try and balance this line here as much as I can. It's a bit pink, so I might just warm up. Just so it looks a bit more tan in my face. Then into your curves. Nice gentle S. Where we at? I did it. This one next. Eep. Right. Highlights up. Shadows up. A smidge. Might just saturate it a bit. Oh yeah, there we go. It's shot on a DSLR, so it's already pretty saturated, but maybe bring down the saturation a little bit. But it's nice. 130. I'm gonna cool this one down a bit. That's too blue, that's too warm. Blue. Okay, maybe. Okay, so then the problem child. 7D. Highlights up. Definitely too warm. Shadows up a little. Oh, that looks nice. It's a bit too blue. Just trying to match the wall at the back. Don't know how well you can see that. May actually just desaturate a little bit. A little bit green. Maybe white. And then just copy that. All of them. Copy that. All of them.
To be invited. Remy comes to the door, he's like, let us in. The people I killed are in.
Alright, now I'm gonna export the audio. ACC. Sinners. New folder. AUDIO. Go into Adobe Podcast. So Barry McGuigan. So export the audio, and then if you've got subscription to the Creative Cloud, go into Adobe Podcast, and it's really good for cleaning up your audio. So just export it as an ACC file, AAC file, and then you upload it, and you just let Adobe Podcast do its magic, and it just equalizes all the sounds so nicely and gets rid of like reverb and peaking and just levels it all out. Right good. Then I think I'm gonna watch it through and then see if there's anything I want to take out. And then I think we might be done. I use ChatGPT for my SEO. I don't know if it's any good, but it's improved. It's sped up my process. Don't know if it's any better or any worse than if I was doing it on my own though. So I'd say this could take a while because it's 60 megabytes. It's long. Oh. If there are any crypto enthusiasts, what a day to be alive. I hope you can't see what I can see.
We went to see Sinners at the weekend.
I'm joined on the couch today by the 2025 Women's Parallel Parking Champion, Erin Singleton.
And I'm joined on the couch today by
Erin Singleton.
And I'm joined on the couch today by Vigo Gobbler 5000, Louis DC.
And today we are reviewing Sinners.
We went to see Sinners at the weekend.
I'm joined on the couch today by the 2025 Women's Parallel Parking Champion, Erin Singleton.
And I'm joined on the couch today by
Erin Singleton.
by Vigo Gobbler 5000. UDC.
And today we are reviewing Sinners.
What was it? I know, yeah.
Apu Dao.
Ah.
So, should we just get straight into the first segment of our show?
Mm-hmm. You good?
Yeah. So,
We went to see Sinners at the weekend.
I'm joined on the couch to
So in the enhancer, bring it down to about. Well, I bring it down massively for this stuff because it sounds pretty clean. I think it's passable as it is, but it's maybe about 30%. We'll try that.
We went to see Sinners at the weekend.
I'm joined on the couch today by the 2025 Women's Parallel Parking Champion, Erin Singleton.
And I'm joined on the couch today by Vigo Gobbler 5000. UDC.
And today we are reviewing Sinners.
What was it? I know, yeah.
Apu Dao.
Ah.
Download the audio. Open on the folder. Should be my downloads. $200 MB. Pretty big for an audio file. But it's worth it. Right.
I'm joined on the couch today by the 2025 Women's Parallel Parking Champion, Erin Singleton.
And I'm joined on the couch today by Vigo Gobbler 5000. UDC.
And today we are reviewing Sinners.
What was it? I know, yeah.
Apu Dao.
Ah.
So, should we just get straight into the first segment of our show?
Mm-hmm. You good?
Yeah. So, Erin is still 3 times the 3 out of 3 champion. Can you do it with your left hand up there? Maybe that's.
Mmm.
You have to think about it more.
Try to do.
It's like giving yourself a stranger.
Plot in 60 seconds. Rock, paper, scissors to see who goes first.
Or to decide.
Who is? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's 4 in a row.
Yeah, because do you want me to hear my secret? You always go scissors first.
Alright, go again. I do always go. But scissors always wins.
No.
Right.
And then let me guess. Had you won that one, or had we drawn, next you would have gone paper.
I don't know what.
I work it.
I like this, but I don't think it's good for the review.
who goes first.
Or to decide.
Who's?
That's 4 in a row.
Yeah, because you. Do you want me to hear my secret?
That's 4 in a row.
Yeah, because you. Do you want me to hear my secret? You always go scissors first,
Alright, go again. Wins.
and then you go paper. That's
No,
usually my
no.
idea.
I'm so anxious.
I'm never 5 steps ahead for anything. I'm 5 thoughts ahead, but not 5 steps.
So who's going first?
LeBron James.
That's 4 in a row. So who's going first?
I'll go first.
That's.
Oh,
That's 4 in a row. So who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay. Interesting. Ready whenever you are.
And back in the 1930s, these 2 brothers returned to a plantation town where their family lived to show them the spoil. She's 2. And back in the 19.
Sunbeaming.
And back in the 1930s, 2 brothers returned to a plantation town where their family lived to show them the spoils of the world that they have come across, i.e., the nightlife, the drink, the women, the parties, etc. So they decided to. The juke joint in their hometown for all the people that were on the plantation to go to. But you can already tell, like, after setting up their business, after some bad things afoot, they may have not left all their business behind them coming home. They set up the juke joint, which is basically a warehouse, and they're getting everything together, which is really good. But then someone's like, "Man, you talking about rant?" This and another go, and we also see a story of like people are going around and they seem to be not who they are, and then they show up at the juke joint. No, hell breaks loose. Or something like that. You know, 'cause it's stupid.
So you're like,
Yeah, see, this is about the business. Don't know how much we're giving away.
Well,
Also, this is the point where we're doing 60 seconds. I didn't give any spoilers, but from now on, there could be spoilers. Put spoiler over my head.
yeah.
So if you don't want to know what happens in Sinners, it's only in the cinema.
That's backwards. Flip it. Can you flip it? Yes, you can. Oh. Still try, like. Come out, cameras. That could be well.
I think if we're about to reveal
Famous spoiler, we're going down and right. This is a spoiler. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. So we've been warned.
Yeah.
Don't put hate on the comments.
Trigger on.
Yeah.
Trigger.
Right, you can just 10 seconds because I can't work in the.
You just tell me when to go.
Yeah. We're gonna let someone win.
Hey Jude.
Go.
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh.
Jordan plays two twins, well, one set of twins, a pair of twins,
Yeah.
that are returning from Chicago after earning a fortune, and they want to set up a juke joint in their local establishment to give back to the people of the plantations, a place that they can call their own. They buy it off a racist and possible card-carrying clan member.
And then they split up and they go on their journey, accumulating a casting crew to open this shindig. Meanwhile, Jack O'Connell is he's a demon on the run, on the prowl, and oh.
You're right about Jonas. It's just the opening night of a juke joint in,
And they cross paths.
and they cross paths.
In 10
Cue madness.
In 10 seconds.
And only 10.
5, 4, and it's really extended, really fun.
Sexy actually. They're all sexy.
All of it.
Everyone. Vampire, sorry. Well, that's it. Hey, that's it.
You said it again. Sets then off color. Vampires are sexy.
They are.
I think you might want this.
I think it is. I'd seen loads about this before we went to see the film. I'd seen loads on Twitter, on TikTok. I don't do Twitter. Or X, whatever. Don't ask me. I'd seen loads on TikTok, so I kind of knew what to expect going in.
Yeah.
But still didn't prepare me for how good it was.
Now, see, all I heard was it's really good. So then I tried to avoid as much as I could.
Yeah.
Like, you
You didn't actually see how it either.
or if there was anything come up in the time, I was like, no, I wanted to go in. I also didn't want to go in too high hopes.
Yeah.
Then I find that it can be. Yeah, exactly. If you're expecting, like, putting up in a colours of flower room.
Yeah.
But what I really enjoyed from the tips all around this one as well, like, it was kind of the social justice element of it. It's all predominantly black cast, and then all the lead roles behind the scenes were all black as well. Now, when that happened with Moonlight, the only thing, like they were saying, black people need to take seriously and we need to be glorified. But then I find when they do that, the theme of the movie is drug users. But I think you're putting down, if this is, you're saying you're putting your best foot forward, but then, and now I know it's easy for me to say, but it's talk about what you know, write about what you know. But I found like this was a really positive thing. They were trying to make something good for their own people, a place where we could go and we can put our own money back into our own pockets. So I really enjoyed that element of it, and I really think it was like a glorification of black entrepreneurship.
It was nice as well to see that the villain was, and I know, like, and again, I got to talk around this as well. Most of the time, the villain is white, but it's not as black and white, not intended there. Do you know what I mean? Usually there's like a group of people and whatever, and like usually it's like about like that in that sort of time when it's set as well. Usually they go, oh, it's the plantation, so it's the plantation man, that's the white man, and he's the villain,
Yeah.
and then you've got all that. Whereas this was completely, like, it was in set in that time, it had nothing really to do with that. It did have stuff to do with that story, but it wasn't the main focus of that story.
Yeah,
It's what I liked.
But as well, like, when you kind of mentioned them, I think when Jack O'Connell, this is a bit of a spoiler,
Spoiler.
when he who said that?
Yeah, well, you said spoilers.
No, but it's in the trailer.
Yeah.
Jack O'Connell's the vampire.
Yeah.
And he wants to go into the gin joint, but obviously he can't just walk in because he's a vampire, he has to be invited in. So then he's kind of trying to finagle the language so he gets invited in.
Yeah.
And then they're like, no, this isn't for your kind.
Mhm.
It's kind of flipped it on its head,
Yeah.
having the finger.
Yeah.
But then, after it comes out that he is the vampire when he comes back.
And he also called him out on that stuff as well. He's like, oh, is it because of the...
Yeah, yeah.
And like made a point of being like, is it because I'm white?
But then he said that as well, he said that the cancer came up the land of his family.
Yeah.
So he says, well, I can relate to the show. But when he said as vampires, we just want everyone to be a vampire. We don't care about your race or creed. And it is all about unity when we can achieve that on Earth. So there is, I think, a kind of a... are they actually the bad guys? Vampires? They're evil. But if everyone was a vampire, would everyone get along? Or would they just die starvation? Well, I think everyone seems to be on the plan. But then as well, they had the hoorah with the clan at the end. So then again, there's mostly there.
Yeah, really much.
Different plots going on.
Yeah, and I've seen some stuff after the fact as well. And I'm like, oh, what's this been? I would have thought of it.
They what?
You know, and so someone was saying that, like, that spoiler, the last scene where he's talking to Sammy,
Yeah.
and he's like, Sammy's like, oh, before the sun went down, that was the most free, that's the best day of my life. And someone said, well, it was that moment that they were the most free because at the end of the day, the lads had obviously obviously they moved away from Chicago, so they were going to be screwed. They were going to be screwed with the vampires, or they said, well, the next day, they said those lads from the clan were going to show up and kill them anyway, because they were probably involved still there from being out the night before. So they said no matter what, they were never going to be free. Bar those hours, it was never going to work out.
Yeah. And yeah, that was the best part. I mean, was it post-credit scene? You told me that?
Is there two post-credit scenes?
I think there was something when the credits were on, and then the credits stopped rolling, and then it really tightened up sense.
Yes.
And it was really nice. It was really natural instead of like the end of a Marvel movie where they just have something for the sake of having something, or like little Joel. This was like a little short in itself to tie it all together. I thought that was really, really thoughtful and tied it all together like this, and it really made you reflect. And were the vampires bad? Are they bad? Because it was that division between two brothers, their standoff. Yeah, that was really well done.
And then that post-credit scene as well kind of made you go, well, obviously he made a deal with brother.
Yeah.
So obviously they have some form of control. You know, like he didn't break his promise.
Yeah, self-control.
Yeah.
There was an agreement there and he stuck to it.
Yeah.
So we talked about the music.
Yeah.
So
It added.
about the music.
Yeah. It added so much to the. It didn't like. It wasn't a hindrance to. You know, sometimes I think, for example, The Great Gatsby. They made that, and was it Great Gatsby? And like some of the music was a bit.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, like it was just kind of upbeat. Like some of it I found was a hindrance, and I found it wasn't at the time. And like they were trying to make it a bit, trying to make it obviously like that Moulin Rouge, like oops, so that music. I don't know.
No, it was Baz Luhrmann.
But see, Baz Luhrmann did Moulin Rouge, and I think the music from Moulin Rouge is brilliant, and it's not a hindrance. Whereas I feel like in Great Gatsby it was a big hindrance
Yeah, it was.
to the film.
I just feel like he was slightly over-stylized.
And the same with the other one. Yeah, sometimes I feel like music was a hindrance. But in Sinners, even though some of the music like that, they were kind of saying like on, say, the rock group, yeah, they had like 8 beats and then they had like traditional music and then they kind of upped it up a bit, and I don't think it hindered it really at all.
No, I just think from the blues music to start, that was they playing the guitar in the car.
That was it.
Yeah. But that was really, and then with the beat, woo, mommy, so much.
Yeah, and it was just really like you wanted to dance in the cinema, like
And
it was great.
when he played the busker as well,
Yeah.
he was great. Like, they were great additions. But then the vampires listened to trap music.
Yeah, loved it. But then as well, it's all very, and this is something that I have seen after the fact, it's all very, it's chosen all very well. Like that's the whole thing about like picking the vampire to be Irish. Like all people they could have picked, they made sure that it was of Irish descent, and like that song as well kind of shows. You know, the top put into it. Like, I know people were giving out and saying, "I'm sure if you look at Irish music, trap music, that's the first one you come across." But like, it's not. And like, obviously, it also shows. If you look at the lyrics of that song, it shows that like struggles that Irish people has as well, so it kind of relates to. Yeah, with the black artists as well. You know.
Yeah.
I think anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, and like, I really think this is the Irish music. Yeah, I mean, like I mean, outside of the Irish circles, because it is massive there.
Yeah.
I think it's massive in Europe, and Germany, and France. But I think this will just expose the whole demographic of people to Irish music. Yeah, like I said, this year, go and send it out.
Yeah, it was like that's how it was. But what I loved as well was when there was a scene in the Duke Joint and the fella got up to sing. And previous to that, was it Annie had said people have gifts for music, or someone had said people have gifts for music that can like bring back spirits of the past and of the future and all this and like that. Then you call on the devil and call on like bad spirits and that, which obviously like we see that with Sammy at the end. His father tells him to not play music. Like it was some of the devil basically. So this is obviously like forewarning of what is going to happen.
If you go dance with the devil one night, just like on your own.
Yeah. So that was kind of whatever. But then we start playing the song. What I loved was obviously they're all Duke Joints, people from the churches all there, and then also we see like kind of spirits and ancestors. So there's like people from African tribes that are all around dancing, and then like you see the Asian couple, like see obviously their kind of ancestors and all the kind of dancing around. And then you see like people, and then the beats come in, so you see the future kind of coming in. Yeah, just really good. The future bit. Yeah. Okay. They could have left off the future bit maybe.
Yeah.
I know. I think they could have added in beats and stuff though without adding the visual maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. That was the one that felt a bit flat to me. That was like literally only.
I just like that song.
Yeah.
The visual bit, not just it.
Yeah. It was yeah.
Oh, there's so good. I love all the blue stuff. And like the Irish ones really good. Like they had like a real club. They had a few different songs as well.
But I always said to you after that, like obviously have a reputation for blues music and things amazing.
Yeah.
But I think the Irish music has more of an effect on me.
Yeah.
And I have more connection to it.
That's really good actually though.
Well, I mean, it'd probably be akin to what Leslie Jordan and all them characters would have felt with the blues music and their connection to it all.
Yeah.
Like rock and roll Dublin and Rebel and that whole mix of hairstyles and stuff.
Yeah. But I feel like when I grew up, I'm going to listen to a lot of blues music. But Dad would play guitar. My dad would play a bit of blues stuff.
Okay.
So I know maybe that's why. I still love it. I love it all. And someone saying I was looking at it again to be going back on TikTok. Someone said you actually watch the Spotify soundtrack and go into like information and you click into the songs and apparently there's all like newspaper articles and stuff with each song. So like, it reflects back to the time. So it says like the newspaper article says like two men robbed Chicago distillery or something like that. And it's all articles to do with the film on Spotify to do with the soundtrack with each song. Yeah, I didn't know either. It's all things.
There's Spotify on the social media.
Yeah, and it's something I know it's for Reverend or one of the songs you click in and it comes up and it's like immigrant ship arrives in port, everyone on it dead. So like it's meant to kind of link back into that's how possibly Red got over to America, a ship from Ireland come over. Yeah, so that's they're saying that's you're seeing all of it. So it's like
Michael B. Jordan plays the Stack Twins who are infamous.
so it's like
Michael B.
so that's what they're saying that's you're seeing all bits. So it's like yeah. So that's what they're saying that's you're seeing all bits. So it's like
Michael B. Jordan plays the Stack Twins who are infamous.
around then pop.
Yeah, so they go back to their hometown, but they have a bit of reputation for being.
Brutal.
But they have a bit of reputation for being.
Brutal. This is the best. Their reputation precedes them wherever they go.
Yeah.
But
Starts fearing people like
what do you think of? I'm undecided about the twins being played by Michael B. Jordan.
What do you do? Was.
a bit, so it's like
I'm undecided about.
The twins being played by Michael B. Jordan. Like, was it a gimmick? Was it necessary? Do you know what I mean? Like Legend of Ravens, like when Tom Hardy played the Ravens. That like two actors playing two different roles.
okay.
Whereas Michael B. Jordan, like one was stronger and one.
Was more emotional of the two.
Or maybe one was stronger but had a temper, and the other was more disciplined and countered.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just didn't think it was really necessary.
Okay. But there's obviously a point of time in the story. They
Yeah.
want to look somewhat like
They're becoming brothers. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something.
with twins, it's like, you know, the bond and it's to do with
Okay.
you know, probably stuff like that I'd say. But I also don't feel like I was watching it going, obviously I don't know that's two Michael B. Jordans, but I did also feel like he played two characters.
That's very fair. You know.
He knew who was who.
Yeah. They were. You
He played two characters very
do
well.
recognize them completely.
And I was in the point I was just like, because they look fake.
Yeah.
And he looked like he was talking to a different person. I was like,
Like when he's holding the cigarette, I'm like looking at it. Like,
how would you shoot that?
yeah. He stood there holding the cigarette in your hand. It's just like the sleigh or the cover between. Like it'd be.
It's very
Yeah, very well done. Seriously. But I thought it was a clever ploy. After their instructions, right? Right, I'm going over here to do all this, you go over here to do all that. So then it wouldn't have been as challenging. You do it all.
The beginning of the film starts at the end.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Do it all.
The beginning of the film starts at the end.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
I like it. Do you like it?
I didn't realize that. So like, you know, when you were, there was a bit where you were stressing, like, but I know he's not going to die. And then I was like, oh, but maybe it turned into an after he survived, and then they know because he walked in Sunday.
Fair.
So yeah. Well, look, it was a great choice.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great look.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to criticise from.
Like that, you're looking for stuff. I think you're looking for stuff to fault, not you personally, but I think you're looking for
Yeah.
stuff to fault because it was such a good film.
Yeah.
Do you know, and very like that was some frequencies. So well, I could have done this, I could have done that, but like how much?
Okay, exactly. I'm not saying. If they shot a different way, because I'm not sure if I fully remember that, but I think it gives you then two shots. When he pulls up at the start, and then he pulls up in the exact same way at the end, and it's the brother, or sorry, the cousin. That's like the biggest character arc. Like a lot of movies do that. That's the first shot and the last shot are the same shot, and you get to see the progression of the main character, what they were like at the start, to what they're like now.
Yeah. And the film's only based on one night. By the way, did we even say that?
Really like that.
Yeah. It was one night.
It was like what? And then, like,
Yeah, because it was literally like the end of the film started, and then it was just like earlier. And like really appreciate that because you weren't following stuff for ages, trying to keep up so much happening in 24 hours.
Yeah,
It's great.
really true. You're right.
And it was nice to see a diverse, like not diverse cast, but as in like it was nice to see, you know, the local store in the kind of area was owned by Asian people. Because to be honest, the white people won't be in that town probably.
Yeah.
Like it was a black town, so then the Asian family as well obviously would probably pass out to where they look. They probably would have
That's
said
true.
then. And like, that's what I loved about the film as well, because it did tie into people's heritage, like and stuff like that. It wasn't just like, oh, we're just gonna take this. It was very like you feel from the film it's very much looked into.
Yeah.
Especially the Irish connection and the Native American connection, and obviously like the magic and the as they call it, Annie the Witch Woman, like their magic and their sort of culture and stuff like that. Yeah, it's very well looked into. Also, because they don't have to wait that long for them to resurrect. To be vampires.
To regenerate.
Yeah, I love that.
What is it?
Other films
Yeah.
like Ace,
I find films that it takes ages.
they don't have to wait that long. Also love Also love how they don't have to wait that long for them to resurrect. To be vampires.
To regenerate.
Yeah, I love that.
What is it?
Other films like Ace,
I find films that it takes ages. Excuse me. It's so inconsistent. Sometimes it's like 4 days, and then one of them is like 18 seconds.
Yeah.
Just whatever suits the plot.
Yeah.
You just like it.
Yeah, they're all consistently good.
Yeah, certain amount of time. Or once you become a vampire, all your emotions and all your memories and all your skills are shared. And that was interesting. I don't know if
Is it just that people know that? Is it just the person that's turned to them?
but they're not all. Like they're all
Yeah.
originally back to Dracula.
Okay, yeah.
And as well, they did their own take on
The genre.
the myths.
Yeah.
And they were like, this bit's true, this bit's false. The cross won't do anything. The candy garlic.
Yeah.
The silver.
Yeah.
They're allergic to. And it's saving heart.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, they can't just come in willy nilly. They have to be invited. Red comes to the door. He's like, let us in. People like Red comes to the door. He's like, let us in. People like originally were clan members.
Yeah.
He said, but us, we want to bring heaven on earth. Where everyone's a vampire. We don't care about creed. We don't care about colour. We're all the same.
Yeah.
And it can be
Remy comes to the door, he's like, let us in. The people I killed originally were clan members.
Yeah.
He said, but us, we want to bring heaven on earth, where everyone's a vampire. We don't care about. Remy comes to the door, he's like, let us in. The people I killed originally were clan members.
Yeah.
He said,
But us, we want to bring heaven on earth, where everyone's a vampire. We don't care about creed, we don't care about colour. We're all the same.
Yeah.
And it'll be a beautiful existence altogether. And really why we're here is because, well, he said, just give us Sammy and we'll be happy.
Yeah.
Because Sammy's music couldn't unlock the people of the past that I lost, that I'd like to
See again.
yeah, exactly, like to see again.
Yeah.
So if you just give us Sammy, we'll be on our merry way.
Yeah.
And then he got just information that once you become a vampire, you share all your memories
Yeah.
and all your skills.
Yeah. Hence why they're all able to get together and play with us easily.
Yeah, that result.
That's
It was the best post credit scene I've ever seen.
Yeah. So good.
it was the best.
Post credit scene I've ever seen.
Yeah. So good.
Sammy says I think about that every night up until it all went wrong. That was the best day of my life.
Up to the sun and down.
It was the best. It was the best.
Post credit scene I've ever seen.
Yeah. So good.
Sammy says I think about that every night up until it all went wrong. That was the best day of my life.
Up to the sun and down. That's
But
the
then
best.
yeah, until Sunday when he's like, you said the last time I saw the sun,
Mhm.
and his return felt free.
Yeah.
And the last time he saw the door.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is so true. Like there's another line in there that they're saying that was the most free that they ever worked. That's what they
Yeah.
the work of the plantation. 4 of the lads were working with 2 gangs, and then after that, had all that went down, that had gone down.
Yeah,
They're moving back to the plantation. The 2 lads probably, or,
Like you pointed out, if they had all survived that night,
Mhm.
what would happen?
oh, the clan probably would
Yeah,
have
they all would have slaughtered.
Yeah. So in hindsight, it's probably free, so they were realised.
Yeah.
And I saw another little thing about something.
What?
Someone said actually, I think possibly the story is based on there's some blues musician, I can't remember his name, that sold to the devil at the crossroads. Yeah, well, he said in that scene at the end, when Sammy said the guy drinking, he was like, he was on a reflection in the mirror
Oh, so he sold his soul.
because of music.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love the process.
what's the other one? Achilles. Achilles, sorry.
Yeah. Music.
Yeah. Oh, so he sold his soul.
Because the music.
Yeah, but that was it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love
what's
that.
the other one? Achilles. Achilles, sorry. You can drink
Yeah.
it, but he had the option. Live forever and no one knows it, or be a warrior and die
You know.
in battle.
Oh.
So he did. He chose to die in battle, but because of his reputation, you know, his spirit.
Yeah. Yes. See, that was good. Because the music. That's how it ended then.
So performances.
LeBron James.
Performances. Performances. Performances.
Amazing.
All of them.
Yeah, I won't say anyone in there was shit.
No, I don't care.
But then we weren't introduced to too many people. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people in the film, but you just met enough of the main people.
Like you said, well, Jack Collins, not in it. Like you said, screen time. It's not that much.
No.
Very good performance.
Very good performance, yeah.
Like you said earlier, Michael B. Jordan. Yeah, he was he's all in it.
Yeah, brilliant. And like, he played 2 characters and he felt like it was 2 people.
Yeah, not me.
No.
And he was great. Mary was great.
And then you got comedic relief from like Cornbread, and you got comedic relief from the piano player, and some funny bits in.
The music was great.
It was amazing. Who was your standout performance?
Yeah, I think Michael B. Jordan into roles.
Young lad that played Sammy.
Yeah.
Is a young lad, he probably.
20, 40.
That was the first time film.
Wow.
Yeah, and he got such a singing voice, so it's amazing. He's actually helped him a few times.
I'm gonna end the live stream here. If you've watched along, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And thanks for coming. I'm gonna do one later as well.